We'll move on to our next presenter, Dr. Ajay Arora, Director of Eye Center at Noida. And, he does not need any introduction, an innovator. And he is, throughout his career, he is the award winner, starting from his early school days. So, Dr. Arora, please.
So can you see my presentation? Is it visible?
Yes, yes.
I'm audible. So this is a case which I wanted to present something else, but this was interesting, which I recently did. It's a patient who had come to us with a globe rupture, traumatic aphakia, aneurysm, and vitreous hemorrhage. So he's an 18 years old male who had a road traffic accident on 12th of May. He was treated conservatively elsewhere. He had a perception of light with an inaccurate PR. IOP was low. And you can see here the patient had hypema, there was aniridia. So we thought, okay, let's take him up for surgery.
My friend asked.
And at this point, when I opened up, I found there was a huge scleral dehiscence. So I decided that, look, let's postpone it, probably get a graft because graft was not immediately available. And we then took him up for surgery. So this is, just wanted to show you the surgery. So we are doing, we did a layered dissection of the conjunctiva, the tenons, the entire uveal tissue was abscised. So you could find that there was a large scleral tear close to the superior rectus. We got a graft. It was a pretty large area, so we had to get 2 grafts which were put up with the Prolene sutures because otherwise it is impossible. So this is the superior end, this is inferior, and then we had to do a temporal vitrectomy.
Yeah, fine.
So this was just another challenge with the nose coming in the middle. Went ahead and did a vitrectomy. Fortunately, the retina was actually attached where there was subretinal heme, but there's a peripheral little fraction, but manageable. We removed the entire vitreous and had to change my hands in between areas for doing laser, which managed to complete most of it. The main purpose of this presentation is just for to show that whenever you have a large scleral tear where you're not able to suture it, we have to put a graft that we have to switch the port. So here there is a fluid exchange being done. Subsequently filled it up with silicone oil, though it is attached retina, but I felt that I will be able to complete the laser. And this is for because patient had aniridia, went ahead and created a Prolene mesh for silicone retention. This I have now done it in about 4 cases, and it works out fairly well. So after having created this mesh, this is almost coming to the end of the surgery. We sutured the the layers back with tenons coming first and the conjunctiva, and this is how it looked. And to put in a small gas bubble in the AC so that the oil goes back. First day the patient lies on the back, and subsequent days the patient is again put on face down. So this is what the picture was on day 1. This has just been recently. So this is a split lamp picture. This is on the fundus camera. We did OCT, which was a radial scan on a right angioplexus, and this is the fundus photograph. Patient visual acuity on day 1 was 360. Intraocular pressure was 9. Cerebral graft was in place. Silicone fill dye. There was no identifiable peripheral break, and the patient retina was flat. So essentially, these are the take-home message. Clear dehiscence with the uveal prolapse can usually be managed by switching the uveal edges. All tissues dissected in layers. The nasal placement of the cannula and temporal vitrectomy is possible. Nose can be managed. It's not very noisy. And in presence of aphakia, we can have a fluorine retention suture with possibility. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is a very, very, encouraging video of not only the salvaging the eye, but you are not giving back vision to that, badly traumatized eye. Sunil, Dr. Sunil, would you like to comment on this?
Yeah, it's first couple of things done very well. One is the availability of the donor sclera. Sir looked at the usage of donor sclera. Sir, I have a question. If you don't have an access to donor sclera, any other alternatives you would have thought of?
So, we had amniotic membrane graft lying with us. That's the only thing. I don't do, you could actually also pick up do a superficial scleral dissection from another site on the same eye or from the other eye. People have done it. They have taken a scleral graft and tried to put it over the thing. People have also done closure with tenons and conjunctiva alone and not use the scleral graft. But I decided to defer it, go back to the eye bank. So the surgery was scheduled on Saturday, but I didn't operate. Got the graft, operated on Monday, and we had the graft available. So postponing by a day did not matter because anyway it was a 1 month old.
Yeah, I think that it's a great surgery. I've also had experience doing a few cases like this. The scleral graft actually gives that tensile strength. Almost, I think about a month back, I did a similar case where there was almost a 180-degree dehiscence and almost the uveal tissue was collapsing out. And it is this scleral graft really gives you that tensile strength to hold back the contents.
As well as extra protection in that area.
The Anand, how did you suture that up? Because what is described in literature that on the limbal side, you can use Vicryl on the and on the away from the limbus you use nylon. But I've used Prolene Nino because I thought that.
No, I used nylon.
I've used
and it's taken up very well because you want that permanently there for a long time. So I use nino, not nano, nylon.
I use Nino-Prolene.
All true.
Ajay, did you notice any unusual inflammatory reaction in the post-op period when with the Prolene sutures which you put in to retain the oil? In the 2 cases I have done, in one case I had inflammatory reaction. It was an eye with RD with PVR and iridia.
So, Shobit, there was a patient whom I operated in 2016, where I first did my first Prolene suture mesh, and that was a patient who improved to 6'9" with Prolene mesh suture. Subsequently, and he had oil in place. I think this inflammation actually, so the Prolene mesh, how it works is there is a little heme and inflammation, and that forms a membrane on the Prolene mesh. The Prolene mesh alone doesn't work. It's the heme and membrane which forms on the Prolene mesh that works as a barrier preventing the oil from coming in front. So somehow what the limited experience I had with about 4 eyes, I can say that there was no unusual response to the Prolene mesh, but I don't know, maybe this case will be different, so I'll be very watchful.
Corneal decomp and then...
Yeah. So the corneal decomp is not because of Prolene mesh, I think it's because of the trauma itself.